I love reading Sag. They're like my favorite people. I'm a Leo, so Sag, my best friend's a Sag. So let's get into your reading for June. All right, we're going to kick it off with what's on the bottom of the deck because I've already laid your spread out so I could get this in a 10-minute window. You've got the Death card and the Queen of Pentacles. That is an end of being the end all to be all for everybody. When I see what the current situation is, we have the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. You, Sagittarius, are starting to pour into your own cup. When we look at the Queen of Cups, it's the only cup in the deck that has a lid on it. Because you are learning that you have to conserve your love, your support, and your loving, compassionate energy for yourself. You're finally realizing you got to put a lid on it because you've given too much to people. And when I look at the results of the past, I can see why you're putting a lid on that cup. The Ten of Pentacles denotes long-term legacy. Sometimes this can be like a inheritance. It could be you putting a lid on the fact that you have done things over time to make sure everybody else was okay, to make sure your lineage was okay, to make sure your family line was okay. What's helping or hindering this situation is the Fool in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is non-reciprocal energy. When we see the Fool in reverse, this is a failure to start something new or not wanting to initiate a situation because we see the Six of Pentacles in reverse. When it's upright, that's reciprocal energy, give and take. Transference, same. You're not receiving this. This is a non-reciprocal situation. And with the Fool in reverse, it's just like there's no initiation of reciprocity. And I think this is why, Sag, that you've put a lid on that cup. Like, okay. The effects of the past, the Queen of the Queen of Wands, the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Devil in reverse, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Swords in reverse. You had to make a difficult decision based on an uncomfortable truth. I think that truth is that you have tried to be the Queen of Wands with people, giving them guidance and advice, and being a confident role model or being somebody that others can confide in. And it's as though you've been taken for granted. Somebody has selfishly not been forthcoming. You're seeing this from a different perspective. What in the world was that? Did you just see that? You're seeing things from a new perspective and you're making changes because of it. You have decided that you're not going to be taken for granted or taken advantage of. You're not going to, this Devil in reverse is like manipulation. When we see the King of Pentacles in reverse, that's somebody who was not financially responsible or made stupid money moves regarding real estate or funds. And it's almost as though you thought you were coming in to guide and advise somebody through that, and they kind of took advantage of a situation. It doesn't have to be that situation. It could also be that you're just feeling like what you've given isn't been respected or appreciated. Kind of like you're seeing that in the past. That's why you're putting the lid on the cup, Sag. You're not doing this non-reciprocal bullshit anymore. In the future focus, we've got the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups in reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Lovers. You're feeling like somebody's lack of initiating an opportunity to communicate, to give you clarity, to be honest. They've just decided not to communicate. They've decided not to take opportunities they could have to respond in a way that gave you clarity or understanding. Somebody not sharing ideas. It's pretty painful. It's like a third-party situation you're experiencing. The Three of Swords is pretty painful. Those Swords are going right into the heart. I don't think that you're sharing just how much this is hurting you necessarily. With this Four of Cups, it's like you're not giving anything away. You're not taking any opportunities to be supportive or to accept anything. Because you've been looking for opportunities. This is not the kind of relationship you want with people, Sag. And it's just that other people's lack of empathy or consideration towards you, you're not feeling that in this future focus. Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. I feel like you're making a decision about your time, your energy, and your resources based on a message or an understanding that you've received about the state of time, energy, and resources. The Lovers isn't always a love situation. It can be a decision that has to be made. I feel like you're making the decision to not give more than you absolutely have already. You're feeling pretty unappreciated. And hold, please. When I look at the advice for this, we've got the Magician in reverse, the Emperor, the King of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. You got to hold your gun. You got to stick to your pew-pews, man. We're not out here manifesting with that Magician energy for other people anymore, because it looks like you had other people's best interest as the focus for a very long time, always trying to be helpful, always trying to give in areas where you felt it would be appreciated and it wasn't. You're setting boundaries. King of Swords is being clear. It may not be delivered so well with the Emperor energy and that King of Swords. It's a feeling that you're going to probably have to take a more masculine approach with somebody so that they understand just how serious the situation is to you, just how hurt you've been. You're speaking on your own authority. You are not, you're being penetrative with your words, clear cut. The King of Swords can deliver harsh truths. That Seven of Wands is not allowing people to go past your comfortability anymore. Being firm in the actions that you take and the actions that you won't accept from other people. I've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. On the brighter side, there is some passion, things that you're pretty passionate about, things that fill your soul. With the Empress in reverse, this could be an issue with children. Not really feeling, this kind of feels like a mother with grown children, or dealing with your own mother where there is a feeling of being unappreciated or misunderstood. You are feeling a separation from a relationship we would normally feel. Judgment in reverse. This has kind of made you question the way you feel about yourself. I do see positives here, though. You are filling into your own cup. You are working on your own legacy, not for the benefit of anybody else, but you're finally feeling like you're justified and validated for doing it for you. We can't take anything with us when we leave, and we're put into this life so that we can learn lessons. And I feel like you're learning them, as painful as they may be, but you're not going to let your energy be put somewhere where it's not appreciated. And I feel like this is a lesson that somebody else or other people need to learn. It's definitely a lesson in you respecting yourself, respecting your own time and your own feelings. It's not being selfish. It's not being callous. Sometimes the time comes for being that way. There's a time for war. There's a time for love. Right now is a time for you to give yourself the justification and validation for protecting your heart and not allowing people to misuse you. You think you've seen this and you're doing it. Have a wonderful day.